Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is not an adventure video, but a campground review of the campground I'm currently in. Nick's Lake DEC Campground in Old Forge, New York. I've been here before, but I've never put it through my review system. How do you think it's going to score? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? I've always liked it here, so we'll see. Follow along. Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below to continue to follow my adventures. But today is a campground review of the DEC Campground, Nick's Lake in Old Forge, New York. I score my campground in 5 different categories. They are inner roads and sites, facilities, amenities, staffing, and price point. Each one of those categories gets a 0 to 10 score, with 10 being the best. In the end, I add up the points, divide by 5, and that gives me the final grade of the campground. So Nick's Lake DEC Campground in Old Forge, New York offers 112 primitive sites. And when I mean primitive, they only offer a fire pit and a picnic table. There are no hookups at any one of the sites. No electric, no water, no sewer on the sites. So one note here, if you are, this campground is very busy and very active with families. So if you're looking for seclusion, somewhere where it's quieter and it's less active, this campground's not going to top your list. Over the weekend, the kids were here and riding their bikes up and down the road, and scooters, and yelling and screaming, being kids, and I love it because they shouldn't be sitting there in front of their devices all the time. But anyways, let's get into it. Inner roads and sites. The moment you pull into this campground, the road is paved all the way to the registration booth and beyond. There are 5 loops in this campground, A, B, C, D, and E, and they're all paved around in the loops. The roads are in pretty good shape where you can maneuver big rigs around pretty easily. Fifth wheels, motorhomes, big travel trailers. It's easy to move around in this campground. Most of the loops are one way, so you're not going to meet somebody else. And the roads are in very good condition. The sites, each one of the sites in A, B, C, and D are spread apart. There's a little bit more privacy between the sites. I mean, I can see the site next door, but it is a good 40 yards over, and the one behind me is a good 30 yards over. So there's good spacing among the sites in those loops. You get into loop E, and it gets a little bit closer together because loop E has more sites among the water, and they get closer together there. Driving around and looking at various sites, they can hold up motorhomes and fifth wheels pretty easy, larger trailers. And the sites, most of them appeared to be unlevel by a little bit, because I drive around and I look at the tires of the campers to see if there's any blocking under them. And there was blocking from maybe an inch to 4, 5, 6 inches. My site was easy to back into, as most sites here are, and it was off by 2 inches from wheel to wheel, 4 inches from tail to nose. But most of the sites are good size. There are some sites that are just for tents, but whatever camping you have, whether it's a motorhome, fifth wheel, travel trailer, pop-up camper, or a tent, this place can accommodate you. So for inner roads and sites, I give Nick's Lake a 7.5. Facilities. Each one of the loops has a bathroom facility in the loop, and these bathroom facilities are newer buildings with newer appliances with better lighting. They're in very good condition. They're Each one of the facilities has a men's and women's side, and then there is a room for a shower. And I noticed that on some of the loops, they're either out of service or the door is locked. No sign on the door of what is going on. There's a few bathrooms facilities that I noticed that are out of order, but that happens every now and then. There's not a lot of them, but the bathrooms are in very good condition. They offer cold water with hand soap, and they have a hand dryer to dry your hands. That's a big plus. There's a recycling facility here. There are trash facilities here. There is, if you have an RV, one main water fill station in the park that you can pull into. They have a hose that you can fill your RV. In the loops, they have water spigots, but none of those spigots you can screw a hose onto. You can just fill jugs at those water spigots. There is a dump station for RVs, and everything seemed to be in working order, easy to get into with RVs. There is a shower building towards the front of the park that has men's and women's showers. The showers were in good condition. Here's the video of the showers. And this is Nick's Lake Shower Building. 3 sinks, 3 mirrors, soap. There is an outlet on each side. Each sink does have hot water. Come over here. This is the men's side, obviously, or I wouldn't be in it. Toilet stall, urinal. This is the shower room. And 3 showers and a handicap shower. And they look to be in pretty good condition. So let's check and see. There's a bench seat. There's hook number 1. Shower pan looks good. I don't like the push button. That's the only downfall. Okay, hook number 2 and 3, and hook number 4. Perfect, with a bench seat. It wasn't until after I took that video that I noticed that some of the shower curtains have mold on them. You could very clearly see the mold, and it's early in the season, so I don't think they hung new shower curtains at the beginning of the season. I think they were left over from last year, which is a possibility because the New York State budget was so late this year that they're telling me that a lot of their supplies that they got are coming in late. So for facilities, I give Nick's Lake a 7.5. Amenities. Well, this place offers a boat launch for kayaks and canoes. There is no motorized boats on Nick's Lake. There is a beach, a playground, picnic area. There's a pavilion that was busy this weekend. It was rented out and lots of people there. There are hiking trails within the park here. And the nice thing about Nick's Lake, it's an old forge where there are lots of hiking trails all around Old Forge and lots of paddling opportunities also. So if you like hiking and paddling, Nick's Lake would be a good place to base camp. So for amenities, I give Nick's Lake a 7.0. Staffing. Every time I met one of the staff, they were courteous, they were knowledgeable on stuff. They seem to be doing their job as the bathrooms are cleaned, the showers are clean. They're newer facilities, so they're easier to keep clean. The grounds around the beach, the picnic areas, all looked good. I did notice that there was a few areas, since I've been here before, a few areas that they used to mow that they don't mow anymore. And that there might be a reason for that. I don't know, but I'm not going to hold that against them. But yeah, it appears that the staff is doing their job. I see them on patrol quite a bit here. So for staffing, I'm giving them a 7.0. Price point. This site cost me $22 a night. And with the Reserve America fee of $7.25, my average nightly cost was $24.42 a night. And I'm not a fan of the Reserve America because of, I think it should be a graduated fee. For the longer you stay, the more the fee, because it's it adds quite a bit of cost if you're just staying a night or two. But for anyways, this is a great place to come if you're adventurous and want to get out and do stuff. You can't beat it. So I'm giving them, for a price point, a 7.0. Incidentals. My phone has Verizon, and I've had 2 to 3 bars the entire time I've been here. So getting onto email or social medias or sending texts and phone calls was very easy. There was no delay in it. You could send pictures. As far as gas and groceries, right down the road in Old Forge, less than 2 miles away. They have a grocery store, they have convenience stores, there are gas stations there. Old Forge is kind of a touristy town, so they have lots of little shops that sell knickknacks and t-shirts and stuff like that. So Old Forge is a very nice place to be, and it's kind of like a small Lake George, you know, in the tourist aspect. So anyways, DEC Campground Nick's Lake got 36 out of a possible 50 points for an overall score of 7.2. That's not too bad of a score for a primitive campground. That is my review of the DEC Campground Nick's Lake. Alright folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember, folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here. You won't be disappointed.